Morning, everyone, and welcome to week 5. You've passed the halfway mark and are well on the way to module 8, the final module. So congratulations for that. Today I just want to talk a little bit about last week and then prepare you a little bit for what's coming this next week. It was really another great week in the forums. The discussions were very thoughtful and nuanced. Elsbeth and I really got the sense that students were able to look with a critical eye at their company's broader impacts and how what happens in the supply chain and indeed among the consumers makes a huge difference in terms of the impact that the company has, and looking at creative and critical ways that the company is maybe able to address these things. So that was really a very, very good week in the forums. In terms of the assignment, things were a little bit less good than they were in previous weeks, and there are a number of mistakes that we see coming back, so I just wanted to flag a few of these and just take a step back and look at what the assignments are all about. So in the module, there's a lot of reading and videos and other things talking about the theory of sustainability and business and sustainability. And the idea with the assignments is to look at how you can apply the theory you learn during the modules to your own case or the case study in question. So it's a very important part of the learning. So it's not just gathering academic knowledge, but thinking about how can you actually use that knowledge to apply it to a real life situation. So that's what it's about. The other thing is just a practical thing. I've mentioned it on almost every video so far, but just remember to follow the directions. It's surprising to me to see how many students still haven't even put their name on their assignment or don't change the name of the file to include their name. And while these are things you don't get marked down for, it's indicative of not thoroughly reading the assignment and not responding to the questions in there. So read the questions carefully and read the marking rubric also very carefully. So if the question says, name 3 opportunities for your business related to low carbon policy, then your answer should say something like the 3 opportunities related to low carbon business for a low carbon economy for my business are, and then maybe bullet points 1, 2, and 3. So not 2 and not 6. And just make sure that you're answering the questions. It's such a shame to see that some people write some very interesting and well thought through responses, but responses that don't really answer the question. So make sure that you are specifically answering the question that's being asked. Yeah, and then referencing, of course, so the proof that you've done the theory and used the theory and not plagiarizing is to, of course, reference those things that you see in the module. Let's see, what else? Let's maybe just move on. Otherwise, there was some really very good thinking that we saw within the assignments. Some people made some good progress, and it's great to see that. So just take it the step further by making sure that you're answering the questions thoroughly and completely. Right, so moving on to the next module. This module which you're starting today is about design, technology, and planning for sustainability. It's actually quite a fun module. Some of you have already started talking in the forum last week about cradle to cradle design, and that's something that will come back again this week. The idea that it's not just a question of changing what happens, putting a filter on what happens on the chimney, for example, to reduce emissions, but actually thinking about design and how that affects sustainability in many different ways. So it's a fun module, it's an interesting module, so I hope you enjoy it and learn a lot from it. One point to flag as well, the small groups this week are slightly different than they are in the past weeks. The idea is you're supposed to collaborate. Each group gets a different assignment, so you'll be working on a design challenge. One will be on a cereal box, another one on a eco city, another one on a dam, another one on sustainable garden furniture. So these are all things that each group is assigned a different project, and the idea is that you're supposed to work together with the other people in your small group to formulate an answer, a response to the brief. So Yeah, it's an interesting challenge because working online is is obviously very different than working actually face to face in small groups. So in that sense, it's also a learning opportunity in a different sense as well in terms of collaboration online. So yeah, then the final thing just about this week's assignment, you'll be continuing with the same case study. So the case study that you chose for Module 4, you will continue with that for Module 5. And yeah, we're really looking forward to seeing what all of you come up with for this module. So all the best to you, and speak to you next week.